All right. So if y'all got to see me getting ready, that's good. Truth in advertising. Let's see if that went through. That'd be funny. Probably did. I had a feeling when I was going to the bathroom, this is probably on the air. That's great. I love it. Let's see if that happened. Doesn't look like it. I don't know. That would have been funny though. Hey, that's actually a good topic because I'm getting all this stuff ready here. Let me get me in the right position. Okay. Because really at these times, all things shall come to light. And what does that mean? That means all the little hidden boxes and little hidden places that we have hidden in us. And not that God's a peeping Tom or that the universe really even cares. There is privacy. This is one of the things that comes up for people on the spiritual path. Do my ancestors see me when I'm in bed, masturbating, right? Being honest here. Sometimes, yes. Most of the time, no. Why? Because of there is privacy. That's part of the experiment. Part of the experiment of free will is I want to experience private time, private places. But there's also cycles, large cycles in the universe, and for planets and for Earth right now, it's coming to more of transparency, more all things shall come to light. That's the biblical thing, right? What does that mean? It's going to be shown up by the light. So those parts of us, pieces of us that no longer are to be hidden will be showing up. And this is your choice. It's not some kind of push from the outside. Although if you are in rebellion or against what Earth is going through, or this part of the galaxy or this time space, then you will feel like you are being impinged upon. One way to say it is the worse are going to be getting worser. It's not such a word. The worst are going to be getting worse, and the good are going to be getting better. Those that have been doing, you've been doing your transparency or your healing or digging in the trenches, trying to heal yourself personally, you're going to have a point where there's a turnaround, where you're going to have things start getting better for you. Those that have been avoiding, generally been in denial, meaning you've denied what's real. You've denied the sun, you've denied the earth, you've denied other dimensions, you've denied the nature kingdoms, you've denied your own emotions. You've tried to outwit, outplay, outfox, outwit the universe, the Tao, which is not possible. So you then end up setting yourself in opposition, the Luciferian rebellion, if you will. And that's a doomed position. It is Don Quixote fighting the windmills. It is a futile cause, no matter how much you think you can. So, excuse me, any non-organic, any non-aligned with the universe. Now, the mind's going to play all kinds of tricks. Well, everything's aligned with the universe, including the rebellion. Go down that path, of thinking, of circular thinking, if you want. The mind is a hall of mirrors. The cracked, crazy land hall of mirrors, where you go inside. It's called the fun house. It's not so much fun when you're in insane place, where you are caught in your fear projections or in the fear reflections of the mind. That's truly a hell. Humans make their own hells and their own heavens. The mind out of control is what creates the feedback, the harsh 2x4s to the head, including suicide. And that is the slow, hard, what I call the soul grind. You're grinding it out. Every grain of sand has to be crushed under the wheel of karma. You can do that. And many are. On Earth in general, this is a denial, has been a denial MO, modus operandi. It is changing because Mother Earth herself has said, and planets have will, the sun is an entity, planets are entities, everything is alive, everything has consciousness. The very rocks themselves have a personality. It's true. A friend of mine and I, not too far from here in South Mountain, Phoenix, Arizona, we talked to Arensa, the god of the rocks, a number of years ago. It's an interesting word. Rensa means in some languages to clean as well. Excuse me. And the rocks are actually a huge cleaning element, believe it or not. It is not heavy gravity to shut you down. All these things are going to be shown up in the light of transparent consciousness. This cannot be stopped at this time on Earth. So whether it is WikiLeaks, Julian Assange, etc., Snowden and others, or Corey Goode with David Wilcock, the secret space program, there's going to be layers and layers of revelation, the book of revealing, the book of Revelation. What does that mean? Remind ourselves, because we've been so programmed by the old religionism. We need to undo that. You need to go in and literally through pieces of magic undo. You turn the prison into the launching pad for your freedom. That's magic. That's judo. That's jujitsu. That's aikido. You use that energy for your purposes. Start doing it. Download that right now. Feel it in your spinal column. I allow the concept in multi-dimensions. There's Buddha sitting inside his layers of the onion sun. It's all around us, right? Download that which comes at me is simply energy, and I start using that energy for my benefit. I have you can call it a program, but self-initiated belief systems is different than unconscious. When someone else programs you, you're controlled by that. When you allow in suggested operational systems, let's say from your angels, your guides, your own higher self, if you don't want to deal with angels, all that stuff's made up. Guides, angels, and all that, yeah. Gurus, teachers, it's all, yeah. So what? Use it to your benefit. Use the collective noosphere, that which is the collective human soup, to your own benefit. I have one that I like. It all works in my favor. Whatever happens works in my favor. Now that's partially me interpreting it, but also actually me being able to allow it. Because it is all good. It's all good, man. It's all good. It's all God. It's all source. It's all the Tao. So why not let it be that way? If you're ready to be done with duality, polarity, pain, this is very possible at this time on Earth. And this is what Earth herself is doing that. So she's going to nudge her children or those beings participating in her vibrational field, in her energetic field, in her electromagnetic Van Allen belts. She's going to encourage the kids to go, hey, let's make it all good. No matter what happens is in your favor. Feel it. That relationship ends. That's in my favor. Pieces of magic. Not heartless. Not cold. Not narcissistic. Not selfish. No, it works in your favor. For them, you can set it up so it works in favor for everyone involved. That's your operational system. Start being a gatekeeper for your operational systems. Instead of coming into a planet where the baby birds are sitting there, stuff that stuff down me as the professor is professing, puking up the shit he learned 30 years ago from his teachers that he's just been repeating for 30 years, then shoving it down your throat. That's dead information. That's not educare. It's not even educare. It's edu-non-care. It's edu-static. It's stuck. Info. Info is not knowledge. Information has its place. The age of information is going to move into the age of knowledge. Really knowing. Knowing, heart and belly, that's knowing. Information is insane mind. Can be. Information is clinical cold. It can make atom bombs, or it can make a beautiful water tower shape, sort of like a bottle in Africa that draws 5 gallons a day, of 20 gallons a day, 110 gallons a day of water out of the atmosphere for people that don't have wells. Information can work either way. Information is the scalpel. You can cut your throat or you can cut out a tumor. So the age of knowledge will be including the heart. So right now, download if you like it. And now I'm going to give you this. Feel it. You can download yourself. Upgrade yourself all the time. Here's an upgrade for Flash Player, whatever, right? iPhone. Here's the latest upgrade. Download it. Shouldn't you be upgrading yourself as you go along? If our silly iPhones are doing it, which are like this, compared to who you are as this effervescing ball of soul, S-O-L, son's name. I have the ability to upgrade myself. When I hear new concepts that make sense, I partake of them. Shamanic energy exchange is an article I have online. The shamanic energy exchange. Just Google it. Read it. It's about how you become an independent and sovereign being, that you, when you meet masters or others, humans, then you can feel a vibration in them that you like. That's the multicolored dream coat. I was going to say raincoat. That's your astral energy field that is multicoloring, like an octopus that, is shifting its colors very rapidly, or a chameleon who does it a little slower. Well, we're the ultimate space chameleons. We are the ultimate. Actually, the human body is the latest and the greatest model. You've heard me talk about the ETs are here because they know our genetics are more valuable than theirs. It's really true. It's going to turn out Earth and a few other planets are the storehouses for these super genetics, which are combined genetics from around the galaxy to create the new galactic model, which is which you imagine Christ, Krishna, Buddha, others, Babaji, etc. They literally turn into light, and then they coalesce into cells. It's a fluid spectrum. And my last outing, and I'm going again next month, in the Sacred Valley in Peru, where we do our ayahuasca retreats, during the Huachuma Day, which is San Pedro, a cactus. Of course, the Spanish named it St. Peter, San Pedro. But the Quechua Inca language is Huachuma, H-U-A, however we spell it, C-H-U-M-A. That's our interpretation. But San Pedro is a very gentle opener. There's no, usually, unless you drink too much, but it's just you drink the skin of this cactus. You basically just blend it, and some people boil it, and you drink it. It doesn't taste great, but it brings you into this super connection from the heart, from the knowledge, the knowledge, the inner knowing, the inner standing. And you start communing with nature. Well, something that happened to me on this last one was there's beautiful gardens in this retreat center, amazing flowers, etc., trees, fruits, gardens. So I was sitting on a tree stump and just feeling the flora, the vegetable kingdom, the plant kingdom around me. And I literally traveled back to the time when spirit first started creating itself as cells, as human cells. Like it sees transparent. Now we're programmed that this would be a scary science fiction movie because we're so out of touch with it. That which you're not in touch with, you fear. Xenophobic, stranger danger. So I was seeing a pan spirit, the ones with the little horns, right? This was one of the original forms on Earth that you could say God took as the father of manifestation on Earth, right? As an avatar. It included different animal forms. But I could see that the back and the bones forming, and the skin was clear, which would freak us out. And could you imagine a human with clear skin and you could see all the cells and move? It would freak people out. We'd be so scared we'd probably shoot them as, oh, they're the devil, because we're programmed with fear. But I was going back there, feeling it, and I could feel that fear in myself because this was real. It's visceral. I'm actually there. Like my surrounding area is shifting space-time. I'm sitting in a Garden of Eden as it is. And so this starts actually going back. The real Garden of Eden, not that Anunnaki crap over in Mesopotamia. That's bullshit. That's much, 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 much later. I'm talking about 5 million years ago, the way we would measure time, although time shifts the way it's measured, so there's no static time. Time is not solid. Just isn't. We've created a current time measurement that the majority of humans ascribe to right now, but there's other beings here that don't ascribe to that time. Just feel that concept. There's a download. Time is not static. Time is malleable. You know that. Sometimes when you're having a great time, it's like, oh my God, where did the day go? Another time when you're like, oh God, when's finally the bell gonna ring? It's like, whoa. Time is not static. I am a master of space and time. Feel that idea. Sow yourself, seed yourself with better ideas. I am a master of space and time. Just contemplate or feel that concept. I'm a master of space and time. And then all these voices go, ah, you're a piece of shit. Right? You suck. Right? All this stuff comes at you. Oh boy, there's some old program. Ah, it's my daddy's voice. You're a mountain. You never amount to anything. All that crap comes up, right? But starts taking some, I seed myself. I am sufficient unto myself. Every master wakes up to this. Sovereignty, independence, not being a slave of things that want to program and own you. Hello? That's the division on Earth. The separating paths is back to sovereignty, back to avatarhood. Jesus is a fucking founding father of this planet for freedom. Ring the Liberty Bell. So is Babaji. Are you kidding? Those guys don't have social security cards. You think Saint Germain, the real ones now, Saint Francis right now, wherever he's existing, you think he's like, oh, I got to pay my taxes? No. Feel the idea. I am a sovereign master of space and time. You may not be fully vested fully in that right now, but start reminding yourself that. My father, after he came back to visit me, he was a super scientist, he basically said, boom, I can't believe I thought that short 75 years on Earth was it. This is it, where I'm sitting right now in space-time. He said, this is the real place. This is the more permanent place. Pretty cool. This is reality. This is the time that this is going to be boiling up more and more in everyone. You're 70% water. As the light frequencies, as the soul frequencies, as the DNA, whatever you want to call it, starts upgrading now. And there's concerted efforts to prevent it. Sure, chemtrails. Yeah, they're trying to blanket it so that you don't get the upgrades. The fear the sun. Can you think of anything more ridiculous? The sun is dangerous. Really? The ultimate life giver. The information codes that feed your DNA telomeres, activates your very DNA and builds every plant, is the hologramic blueprint for every living thing on Earth, and is the life giver of the actual physical warmth right? That's dangerous. That's insane programming at people. And you'll see it here in the Sunshine States. People, umbrellas, slathering themselves with that shitty chemical crap that is the actual cause of the skin cancer. Shitty chemical crap that we've invented are just basically crude aluminum blocking the sun rays. When that mixes with your skin and the sun rays, that creates the cancer. Duh! Always look deeper. Right there's a seed to sow. What's really going on here? Not the official story. And we're in an awesome time to realize that. I mean, it's so transparent, you know. Just look at our political system, obviously, or advertising. I used to like go, advertising actually fucking works on people? Yes, it does. Or they wouldn't be spending billions and billions of dollars on it. That's how easily programmed. We got to go, okay, just show me what's real. Programmable, we're just programmable humans. Exactly. The majority. 15, 18, 20% of the humans are like, wait a minute. That's not right. That's not real. Right? And most likely all of you listening to this are part of that 15, 18%. That same 15, 18% seems to have some kind of star or ET alien DNA. That same 15, 18% is not hypnotizable. If any of you have not been able to be hypnotized, you've gone to hypnotherapists and they can't do it, that means you're self-regulating. You're not, your mind is not able to be taken over and programmed, which is so obvious nowadays. It's going to start breaking down in public as well, whether it's Hillary Clinton, who's actually going to have like mind freakouts, or whoever. You're going to start seeing it at the end of Atlantis. Many, many thousands of people just lost their stuff and kind of flipped into other personalities because they've been repressing all these things that shall come to light. This is the time. It's starting now. Source, God, the Tao, the universe, our very sun, some other beings helping us from around the galaxy right now, or big angels, whatever you want to call it, are trying to mitigate, to transduce, to try to step down. Just like the reason you have those big things that blow up in lightning storms on the pole out there, that's a transformer. It's taking 100,000 volts and transforming it down to 110 or 220, depending on where you live in the world, so that you don't fucking burn your house down. Well, if these energies come in too strong on us, it'll burn us up, crispy critters. If you didn't have an atmosphere, you'd be burned up by the sun, by the way. The northern lights are that radiation that comes in a little bit closer to the earth and creates those beautiful colors. And the southern lights, they do it on both sides because we have the Van Allen belts that look like an apple. If you slice an apple in half, it has that torus field shape. www, I haven't said that for a long time, theheartenergy.com is something Spirit showed me about 10 years ago. This toroidal field for the heart, to actually breathe that toroidal field, to counter rotate it. If you're interested in making sure your heart's on track, which is the key, Krishna, Christ, King Arthur, these guys are all heart-based masters. Heart is the thing that keeps you, the joie de vivre, the fun, the play with your puppy, the ability to blush. Oh, why do you think we program that out of kids or shame that out of them? For a young boy to blush. Why is that wrong? I'll still do it. And you know what? I know, because it's my heart still present in me. I'm going to be a little confrontive right now. If you can't blush anymore, you've lost your heart. You're not strong. You're weak. You're turning into Iron Man. The symbols are everywhere. Thank you, Ozzy. And Robert Downey Jr., who plays that part awesomely. What is Iron Man missing? The heart. And he's always in danger of dying because he has given up his heart and tried to protect himself with all this fucking protection and super tech. Never works. Artificial intelligence has never worked in the galaxy. Terminator type stuff. Black goo. Google these things if you're into it. This is the time. It's true. AI is a thing that goes around the galaxy, but it can only travel at the speed of light, which is very, very slow. The speed of consciousness is much faster than the speed of light. Consciousness is coinciding, coincident at the same time. The sun, our soul, our SOL, so that's the name of our sun, speaks instantly to all the other stars in the universe, really. They have an instant inner communication. It's like an Italian grandma who goes, hey, I can feel my son's in trouble. She knows instantly. That's faster than the speed of light. Now, our science is starting to bump up against that. There's some Finnish researchers, I think, who have done, actually, when they've done quantum entanglement, where this photon particle, what they do to it occurs at the exact same time somewhere in France. Actual scientific experiments. So we're starting to broach this collectively as well. Science is going to bump up against the dead end where it faces its own consciousness, the observer effect. It's a whole giant topic. And we'll mentally masturbate about that for another few thousand years probably. But this is the time when we start realizing that, seeing it with real eyes. And real eyes is the heart. We just watched a little beautiful movie. Joy really wanted me to watch it, called The Prince, which is this archetype of seeing with the heart. But it's a beautiful French story, now remade just last year, an animation. Jeff Bridges, I forget the other actors, some famous one. Paul Rudd played Ant-Man, I think. Ricky Gervais, the funny British comedian, and a few others do the voices. It's done very well. It'll touch your heart. It'll archetypally touch your heart. That's the power position. The power position has been on Earth denial, meaning occult, obfuscation, lie and deny until you die. That has been the power position on Earth, okay? That's why masters like Jesus would say, my kingdom is not of this world, because denial has run this world. The dark, hidden bullshit that goes on in the back rooms, in the smoky back rooms, that has run the world. Still is right now. There's hidden hands of cabals, Rothschild family, Bank of International said. That's true. I know it's not conspiracy paranoia. It isn't. Some of you that are still totally programmed inside the system, you've been programmed to reject all that, whether it's 9/11 or chemtrails or cancer research, or you're programmed to trust the system. You're just cattle. You're just being slowly brought to the slaughter, right? So largely still, what runs the planet is the hidden, the real powers are hidden. They're not up front. What goes on in the back rooms. And but this is all going to come to light. Yeah, I'm trying to see if I should talk about this. Like the secret space program stuff, the fact that there's been offshoots of NASA, it was the front. It's just a front. It's just the public system. That's why it was basically shut down. Once we went to the moon, even the public space program, which started in the 20s and 30s, there were off-planetary craft developed by cooperation with the Nazis, actually. Now it's going to sound really far out, but if you're interested in that stuff, watch Corey Goode and David Wilcock, and they'll bring out actually witnesses, people that have worked with McDonnell Douglas, and they've been part of this forever. They're in their 80s, 90s now, finally talking about it. these secret space programs. That's a huge wake up, a big reveal for the public that has been kept in the dark. Eisenhower was met with off-world beings, you can call them angels or ETs or whatever. And there's always this choice. The military has basically been compartmentalized, and all that's been hidden, you know. But that's all going to be revealed too as we come bump up against here that we're going to need a free energy. It's right here. We've had free energy forever. There's a giant long story on what's been going on behind the scenes. Now, two things are going to happen. There's going to be the inner reveal, which is you revealing yourself to yourself, and concurrent, and it has to occur as within, so without. The outer reveal will occur as well. So the safest thing is to do this in yourself. You know, that's why I'm continuing. I'm actually excited now. I'm really encouraged because I can feel me turning the corner. You know, I'm like not caught in the old programming. Now, it takes a while to undo it. You know, it's like Gulliver's Travels, when he falls asleep on the beach in the land of Lilliput, and all the tiny little people tie him down with little strings. Well, one little string's no big deal, but after 1,000 of them, he can't move. So our programming in this current culture is that we get tied down. We're free as a child. Not even, it starts right away. You know, you're told, don't cry, don't do that, you know, don't pull your dress up over your head when you're a 3-year-old little girl, right? I mean, you're just deprogramming. You have to shut down. So all those 1,000 tie downs, we look around and we see economically, robotically predictable, demographically predictable, robotic debt slaves. That's mostly what's going on. Now, it used to break my heart as part of this deprogramming of yourself and awakening of your truer self. You're going to have episodes of deep grief, rage, terror. The only reason we have a war on terror is because we're unwilling to feel our own terror. Driving up to Sedona about a week ago, I just felt this collective, like particularly with the women, neuroses, fear, like just this super tender terror. You know, it's like a scared feral puppy. And we're going to have to feel our way through these states. The denial, all things should come to light. The most safe thing you can do is to learn to let these things come up, like a Jacob's ladder, that Tesla coil that comes up and the electricity pops, right? Or bubbles rising from the surface. There's so much suppressed stuff in each and every human. The only safe place is not going to be a bunker in Idaho with a fucking 6-inch steel door. Those people, the earth is just going to move a tiny bit and they're going to seal themselves inside their tombs. It's a waste of time. The only safe place is going to be your heart and your intuition, your belly, and your mind. We're not dumping the mind. We're just not going to get caught in the mind. The mind creates atom bombs when left to its own devices. With the heart included and the intuition, it creates a paradise. That's the thing that you have to do. You have to reconnect. You have to first clean out the toxic garbage mess that got programmed into you as little birds. Feed me, right? Shoving that down so you're a good worker slave and so you can reproduce and make more worker slaves. So for that to come out, you're going to have some deprogramming to do, Lucy. Part of the deal. Learn to feel your inner body. Learn to start speaking truth. It's not easy. It's messy. It is birth. It is your birth of your real who you really are. It is a fucking messy. It's just part, because it doesn't have to be, but it is because of the programming we've swallowed. When it comes back up, like babies, if you feed them certain, it comes back up or out the other end. It's messy. So you deprogramming yourself is, one day you're going to say, Dad, I feel this. And I encourage everyone to do it. You know that. When if you had a long fight with someone for years, if you finally get to it and talk about it, it resolves itself in like 8 minutes at the most. I thought you felt this. I thought you felt that. The truth shall set us free, but it's difficult to do because we're so programmed against it. Obfuscate, lie, deny until you die, because it has looked like the power position. But I'm going to tell you this. When you're driving down the street and you see a young mother with a baby in a carriage and you see cars whizzing by at 40 miles an hour, a part of you goes, oh my God, there's this tender baby skin there. And there's these hurtling 4, 5, 6,000 pound monster metal machines. Whew. That looks very dangerous. But I'll tell you, that baby is safer in that flimsy little carriage standing on the side of the road than the presidents of the world, Putin, Obama, whoever. I don't even know, the Chinese premier, in their limousines with 3-inch bulletproof windows, circulatory air cleaners against poison gas, 5 armed bodyguards. That baby is safer than those presiding over us as presidents. Why? Because the baby is still transparent, open, hearted, and that elicits, draws out from the surrounding people a protection. The very angels, the very rocks, and the very humans around the baby will protect that baby. That's why statistically, if you're doing like airplane crashes or car crashes, babies survive thousands of percent more than stiff, programmed, dead, shut down adults. And that's why every teacher will look you in the eye and say, unless you become as little children, you will not enter the kingdom of heaven. That's what Jesus says. What he's talking about there is, unless you soften up your hard-heartedness, it's easy to turn cynical. That's the wimpy position. Oh, 3 boyfriends in a row hurt me. Fuck men. Men are evil. I'm turning gay. Don't be upset with me now. One thing that's going to get real in the homosexual and the gay community is also that it's not as simple as they think. It's not genetics. You're not always born with it. It's not like that way. And I know I'm entering on dangerous ground with that one. But all things shall come to light. Shutting down your heart is easy. Keeping your heart and being honest, and include your dragons. Get your dragons on board. What do they do? 3 claws of the dragons. I love those guys. Get your dragons protecting you, including the fire breath, which means back the fuck off of me. At times, you have to learn to use it. They're no shrinking violets, masters. They're not. This bullshit about Jesus is not even. Oh, yes, I'm so meek that I'm not even allowed to stand up straight. My neck should be like this in the subservient. What the fuck is that? That's not real. True. That's not real. That's false spiritual imagery to program and control the masses to be willing to go and send their own children off to be executed. Like cattle, like sheeple. That's why every true master, Sai Baba, Babaji, and Yogananda's lineage, Yogananda himself, no shrinking violet. St. Francis, for that matter, Gandhi was the fake. Oh God, I'm not even sure I can say it, but the pussified, fake, politicized guru model. It's not a real guru. Gandhi did his job, but he had to deal with the political thing, so you had to be super political to get the British out of India, but he's not a master. Master is different. Master will kick your ass in an MMA fight. For real. Master is Muhammad Ali and Elvis and Krishna and Jesus all combined into one. Of course. Do you think if they handed Jesus a guitar, he'd say, "Oh, I don't know how to play it"? No. He would tap into all of those guys, Bo Diddley, Buddy Guy, whoever, Keith Richards, and go, "What do I like?" Yeah, and he'd do it in the moment. That's the quantum access to the universe where we're headed to. Feel that one, download that. I have quantum access. Feel your spinal column as the antenna. Here's the crown, your brain, your root, your medulla, your two hemispheres, your spinal column. I am the tree of life, your root chakra going down into the earth, the sciatic nerves out of your leg. I am the tree of life. I have access to all things. Every master says that. All things are known unto me. You shall know all things without going out of my door. I can know all things without looking out of my window. Lao Tzu says, I can know all things. You are that. We literally are. I know it's idealistic at this point, some of it, but we have to start with the seed and go, okay, I am that way. Because the next thing is not fucking money on this planet. Warren Buffett's life is boring. George Soros's life is horrible. Just look at pictures of them. Oh my God. George Soros looks like the last pope with his giant black eyes. What's going on there? Form does reflect what's inside. Not as a judgment, you understand, like handicaps and so forth. But it does reflect what's going on there. Form is a form of the reflection in the holographic system. I'm trying to say it here without getting attacked by people. So the truth is going to win. All our bullshit human culture and laws, they're nothing. It's smoke. It's nothing. Right? Our little trying to keep ourselves safe, bullshit. Things like the U.S. Declaration of Independence or the Magna Carta or the freedom giving sovereignty and freedom to individuals, those things are eternal. But all our little massaging and trying to make ourselves safe by, it's not going to work. Until you make yourself safe inside your own heart, your own belly, your own literal tree of life, your own 7 churches, the 7 chakras. It doesn't matter how safe you make it out here with helmets and padding, and it doesn't fucking matter because you're not safe inside. You take I'm living in a gated community, community with security guards. Yeah, the security guards are fucking child molester molesting your grandchild. And that's just how it works. It's just physics. Until you're safe inside yourself and you confront your own inner foibles, psychological issues, demons, whatever you want to call it, you will not be safe. It doesn't matter. It's Howard Hughes living as world's first billionaire. They're going to kick him out of the hotel he's been staying in for years. He just buys the hotel. But it gets so weird and paranoid that he won't cut his nails, lets his hair, saves all his urine and feces in jars, and it gets insane. It's the reclusive, insane hermit. Until you heal yourself, that's the only thing that's going to heal you. Feel it, get it, save you thousands of lifetimes. And it's horrible, because the mind without anchored in heart or source, your belly and your heart, it will create hells for you, literal hells. In the afterlife too, it's exacerbated. That's why souls come back and they go, okay, I want to fix some things here in the physical, because the physical is like congealed, like Imagine you take thousands of miles of smoke or energy and it congeals into one little golf ball sized thing. That's what the physical does. 1 gram of flesh can run the city of Chicago's electrical needs for a year. We are so E equals mc squared. That's a massive amount of E energy for that little bit of M. M has the constant of light squared, which is 186,000 miles or 300,000 kilometers per second times itself. That's how much mass, or rather energy, excuse me, you get from that little bit of mass. Oh, no, I didn't know there'd be math, Tobias. No, I just feel it. So you are a huge amount of congealed energy. The only place you're going to get free is this self-investigation. I am the tree of life. I am that I am. Whatever's talking to Moses says. You are the direct access point. Every teacher will look at you and say that. So this is the time when that's going to get more and more revealed. It's going to be a funky, bumpy, exciting ride. I'm meeting people all the time because of what I do that are on the awakening highway. AC/DC just popped in on the highway to hell, right? Well, sort of, except the real awakening has to include seeing some of those things you've judged as hells. It's just the way it is. You think Buddha doesn't know? You think the Tibetan masters, lots of black magic with Tibetans, don't worship that stuff? You got to know what you're doing. Same with Egypt, you know. Once you get into wizardry with it, it gets weird. The safe place is the heart. That's why every master talks about that. Or Buddha talks about the middle path, you know. I am that. Feel it. Throughout the day. Start now. Like Yogananda says, the search for source God, the search for oneness, the search for your own self, call it whatever you want, cannot wait. Everything else can wait. You got to be practical. But this is it. It's never too late to start. I just saw a video of a woman, 86-year-old woman whose back was literally like this and her head was sitting right here. Like she's just all curved over, right? Through 3 or 4 months of yoga, she's straightened up, her back straight, her energy's flowing again. 86 years old. What's your excuse? It's bullshit. Nothing can stop you. Nothing can stop. When you make the decision to say yes, the water flows in. The water flows in. Water flows of its own accord. There really is no work. Now, if you believe you have to do work, no pain, no gain, and all that shit, right? You got to do that for a while. But every master reaches the place where she realizes, I am sufficient unto myself. So I'm trying to sow seeds there. So just start feeling some of that. I have that within me. Now, some of us that hear that, we go narcissistic and egomaniacal with it. Oh, I'm it. It's all about me. Don't worry. The world will kick your ass if you get to go down that wrong path for a while. You'll have reflections. Oh, I'm a guru. I know everything. I appear in people's dreams. I give them information. I get that all the time. But I know enough not to let that seduce me. You start thinking you're important as a guru. Fail. Booby prize. Go back to square one. Have a good time with that. But there's a balance to let in also, to let in your glory, to realize, yes, I see with my third eye now. I can feel, I sense things. I have advanced and grown. Be honest exactly with your progress. False humility is bullshit too. Oh, I'm nothing. I'm just a humble servant of the Lord. Ugh, that feels creepy. There's something not right about that, right? Keep it real. Keep it real. It's not that hard. Keep it real with yourself. The cleaning itself will suck at times. Why? Well, let's talk to St. Keith Richards. How do you enjoy those heroin detoxes? 48 hours of hell, right? We're going to go, we are addicted to a cult, to a culture, to feeding on other things, whether it be poor cows or pigs or electricity, where, electricity is not that healthy. Electricity is very crude. Tesla and others, but Tesla mainly in remembered recent history, tried to create us a safe power source. Radio frequencies, the way, like radio waves, aren't really going to hurt you that much. Television, microwave will fry you. That's why you can fry food in the microwave. Electricity is kind of crude. It's harsh. Lightning bolts are harsh. Stick your finger in the socket. It's not loving to living tissues. We're doing it very crudely right now. Very crudely. It's like barbarian Neanderthal electrical systems. Come on. We're using 100-year-old technology to run our cars. We're still basically just lighting. We're using caveman technology to run our cars. Fire. What was caveman's big discovery? Fire. Well, that's all we're doing. Internal combustion engines. Combustion just means fire. Explosion. We're just having controlled little fire explosions inside our pistons in our cars. That's all that is. Fossil fuels. Ridiculous. We've had free energy stuff and anti-gravity tech since the 20s and 30s. First with the Germans, and then us. Hello, the German scientists were all brought over to America. Obviously, Werner von Braun was one of Hitler's scientists. He ended up running NASA. They did that right in front of your eyes, and you're like, oh, yeah, that's okay. Can I have some more popcorn? Yeah, oh, yeah, he's just an ex-Nazi. Why not? It's fine, but we won't talk about it. It's all being done right in front of your eyes. I mean, recently it was just totally done. Hillary and Bernie stuff. They just stole Bernie's delegates right in front of your eyes. They reported on it. Everybody's like, yeah, okay, it's fine. Can I have another French fry? It's being done right. One of the signs at the end of the era of the change, before the changes come, is that these things that have been hidden, that's what I talked about, all things should come to light, will surface and be done right in front of you. Be done right in front of you. We'll take away the Constitution that you're allowed, the president can now declare enemy combatants, which means you have no rights at all, no due process, no jury, nothing, no lawyer. You can be a U.S. citizen, but if you're declared an enemy combatant, your rights are gone. Done right in front of you. Yeah, I guess it's okay. We'll just go along with it. What can you do? So here's what America has basically had the rug put. That went away. Sad to say. So one sign at the end is it's going to be blatant. The shell game of money is blatant. There's the housing crash, totally manipulated, LIBOR set and fixed, etc. Done right in front of you. Yeah, let's bail them out. It's fine. The Patriot Act passed in the middle of the night. The senators, congressmen threatened if you don't vote for this. They got 5 hours to review 7 pounds of documents in the Patriot Act. Do you think anybody read it? Of course not. Being done right blatantly in front of us. That's one of the signs when, before the change, either the catastrophe, the collapse, it's either the collapse can be the rebirth, like the phoenix, something come out of it, or it can just be the collapse. This time, the earth and lots of spirits on earth, millions of us, if you take 15% of the 7 billion people, what is that? About a billion people on this planet don't want catastrophism. We don't want to collapse again. We don't want to have to go back to, start over with stone tools. Now, the Mad Max timeline will happen, in my view. There will be a separation. There will be a radiation, nuclear war, post-nuclear war, Mad Max scenario that will happen. Many people alive today will go through it. Others will move into a free energy timeline. Less food, organic food, not kill, free energy, basically. There's no problem. You have a magnetic motor outside the size of your air conditioner outside your house. Energy is a non-issue. Work goes away. Spending time, communion with source, with nature, with animals, with each other, advanced sexuality. Sexuality as awakening. Sexuality, what they did on Venus, the planet of love. The raw beings, raw material, those beings inserted themselves through time, space, quantum jumping into Egypt. I'm doing this a little bit rapidly because I'm going to sow seeds for you that later will unfold. They ascended their planet, Venus, has a Christ consciousness. The Christ consciousness is the human mandala, where all the humans are awake and they know they're communing with each other, like a school of fish, except imagine human Christs, where the fish knows instantly when to turn. They're all like one mind. That's the Christos consciousness of a planet when it gets there. Yet at the same time, individuals, free individuals to explore individuality. You're consciously aware of the communion, the come oneness, the collective, the Christos, the oneness with you. Venus did that. They ascended, in a sense, you could call it. They popped, they graduated, they broke the sound barrier, they broke the light barrier, they broke the consciousness barrier into oneness, yet still enjoying individuality and playing and fun and whatever you want to explore. They try to help us on Earth by inserting the Giza pyramid as an awakening ascension chamber. Moses, Jesus, many teachers went through it because they time traveled to it. Jesus went through the ascension chamber, and there's never a burial chamber. The pyramid was never that. There's one tiny little scrawl for Khufu. It's graffiti. Tombs tended to have pictographs and lots of stuff going on. There's nothing inside the Great Pyramid except one little scrawl that was thousands of years later. And so, it's Khufu's pyramid. Really? Completely wrong. And we'll find that out as well. We're already starting to find that out. They try to help us to ascend through love, sacred sexuality. So as we move into a free energy state, we're going to have time to explore the arts. You want to do painting, you want to do music, or you can do sacred sexuality. That's what's coming for those that want it. I'm on that path. For sure. I'm not into the Mad Max stuff. People want to go and enjoy radiation boils on their bodies and murdering and, torture. Go for it. I'm not into it. I've had enough of that. Killing, murdering. I've seen my lives, a bunch of them. Miley agrees with me. This is Mama. We got 4 of them. We're crazy. This is Mama Miley. She just had surgery 3 days ago because she had some lumps that we needed to take out. And she is so powerful and alive. She's recovering instantly. She was like playing like a little girl with me yesterday. And today at the park, she was awesome. She's just coming to say hello. That's what I want. I want instant recovery. She's natural enough still that literally she had major surgery, like a lump the size of a golf ball taken out of her side. It's on the other side, but I can show it to you. But she's got stitches about 4 inches there, and she has another one here, right between her legs. She's jumping into the car. She's playing with other dogs. I'd be like, we'd be in bed going, I need painkillers. You know what I'm saying? What do you want? That's just a hint. That's just a hint. The natural kingdom is still operating in a bit more fluid. We're going to be even more fluid than that. But they're waiting on us. The dogs, the deers, the pigs, they're waiting on us. Why? Because we're meant to be the lightning rods, the transducers, the holders of the sacred Christos, the downloading this and spreading it. As above, so below, as within, so without. We're meant to do that. So they're waiting. Once we do it, there's no problem. These guys will be right on track. Belly's trying to encourage her for mating, which is not going to happen. Belly boy. That's the two of them. These are the mom and dad. That's Belly over here. And that's Mama Miley. Anyway. So these guys are still a little bit natural. That's what we're meant to go back to, except downloading the energy directly. Inside your spinal column, download through the head. If you ever feel, by the way, it's what Buddhists used to call the ants. They would liken it to ants crawling around their scalp, and it was like an advanced thing. Oh, they would tell their sensei, I'm feeling the ants, whatever they would call it, right? Nowadays, that's going to happen more and more just for us. We don't need to sit for 20 years doing Vipassana meditation. This is a freebie time. This is a time of grace. So if you ever feel that tingling around your scalp, receive it gratefully, gracefully. It is actually your crown activating itself. This is also known as the halo. Feel this right now. Receive into yourself. All things will make sense. Boom, that one, right? What's the halo? Well, that's the actual light being transparent, and some people would see it and they'd paint it in the Buddhist thing. They do kind of like they paint it as a more of a globe. In the Christian thing, they do it. It's like the rings of Saturn, like a halo, right? Same thing. I am the ultimate machinery in the universe. It's happening now. A lot of you that have been on the path for a long time, this is the time when it's actually going to be made fast in human manifests. More and more. Let that happen for you personally. Some of you are going to have pressure on your third eye. It's going to feel like about that size. You're going to go, but it's kind of it can be a pleasure pressure. It could be a little pain sometimes. It could be you could feel it talking backwards into the optical nerve, into the pineal gland, into the center of your head. Allow it. The more you relax and allow this natural upgrade, you may feel energies coming down the side of your head, being touched in the head, like me. Right? It's beautiful. It feels great. Up and down your spine. Pleasure for no reason. These are natural upgrades that are going to be occurring more and more and more as these energies boil on Earth. And those beings that are interested in the lie, deny until you die path, shutting out the sun's light, chemtrail stuff, or geoengineering, or whatever, they seduce the scientists at the Eastern colleges to go along with it. It's so easy to seduce scientists. It's so easy. You just give them a lab, some funding, and set them off, wind them up. There you go. Go do it. It's so easy. Why? Because they're stuck here in the hall of mental mirrors. Not all of them. I'm just saying, in generally, it's an overdependence on that. And that is top heavy, doesn't work. But the same way as if you're just stuck in your root chakra and your sex chakra and your solar plexus, that's not balanced either. That leads to superstition, body worship, etc., and all that stuff. So the full spectrum that's why I'm calling it that with these, is that you personally will need to reactivate, reallow all the 7 cylinders. If your car's just running on 3 cylinders, it's pretty chunky. Most humans today are operating mainly on 1 and 2 cylinders instead of 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and more. This is the golden sun above your head. There's the black chakra below your tailbone, etc. And there's other satellites out here as well. But the basic 7 in the tree of life. So feel it now. One full conscious breath. Try not to breathe into the microphone. I am sufficient unto myself. I am the tree of life. The power and presence of God is in me, operates through me. I am a piece of source. However you would frame it and term it, start claiming your power and presence. And start cleaning up. It'll help you in every which way. Source would rather that you become a bunch of bitching, fetching animals snapping at each other. Try to be as conscious as possible. But the actual surfacing of the stuff has to happen. If you swallowed something bad, puke it up or get it out the other way. Right? It's got to come out of you. Well, we've swallowed massively amounts of bad on earth, which is suppressed drama, trauma, and karma. So how much time am I spending in communion? I do. Why? Because I know it feels icky. It feels shitty when I'm not connected. When I'm not hooked up to source, I don't feel good. I get irritable. I walk away. I close down. Because it's the only place I want. That nectar, I have food you know not of, masters will say, is worth so much more than all the feeding you can do. I went to a fast food place yesterday called Freddy's. It's some kind of burger joint out of Kansas, Wichita, Kansas or something. They have one around here. I said, well, let's go. Let's just do it. And I got a chicken sandwich and some fries and then the banana milkshake, you know. But I could feel it last night. I was like, oh, okay. You know, that could not satisfy, even though the shake tasted great. It was like frozen custard. Big deal, right? Does not satisfy. Doesn't satisfy. Our mimicking slavish fact. I can't get no. You can't do it. You can't do it. What will satisfy is that which is natural. So when I go back to maple syrup and I have a banana, a frozen banana I put in the blender with some cacao powder and a little bit of honey or maple syrup, and I eat that, and I go, oh my God, that's just as good. And I don't have any crappy side effects. My body keeps getting higher and higher and higher. By the way, that's a great recipe. You want some frozen ice cream? Freeze bananas, get some pure cacao powder, and then add a little bit of sweetener. Just put it in your Vitamix or your whatever they call NutriBullets, you know. Do it right then and there. Eat it. You're like, wow, that's awesome. Shift it over. Can still have ice cream. It's all there. It's not about negating and not letting yourself have beauty, enjoyment, pleasure. Not at all. It's actually about upgrading into having more of that in a way that you don't have to borrow from Peter to pay Paul. You don't have to sacrifice anything. It's just enjoyment after enjoyment. More pleasure, more enjoyment. I go driving in the car by myself. I was getting high on 50s music the other day, all the love songs, all this stuff. It's just like, oh my God, I'm like totally orgasming on this stuff. It's just so fun, the consciousness of it and all the inspiration during that time. And then you can switch to whatever. Snoop. I used to listen to, you know, Dr. Dre when he first came out with the Chronic. I was like, this is awesome, you know? Whatever. You can get off on all of it. You know, Marilyn Manson was a fave. I love Marilyn Manson. Danzig, you know? It's all for pleasure. It's all for enjoyment. Why not enjoy it? It all works to my favor. Of course. If you have a child, don't you want to favor your child in the sense them to have the best, not in the sense of like fuck everybody else, but you want to give them that which feeds them. Well, the universe is the same way. We are a child of the Tao. It wants us to enjoy, to explore, to play, to do what we want. I want that. So let that in. All things shall come to light at this time. Personal cleaning, massively important. The only safe place. No bunkers are going to help it. Get away from mind research too much. Do that part. I do it. I do it. I enjoy all that, you know, keeping track of what's happening collectively and so forth. But first, spend time with your own tree of life. Breathing yourself, allowing the breath of source, the Tao, the God, something there is that is breathing me. Something beats my heart. What is that? Make the acquaintance with that now. The search for connection, communion, the search for God, the search for me, knowing myself cannot wait. Everything else can wait. And really everything else is just dilettante busyness, business, you know, again, practical, you got to survive, but I was always taken care of. I'd yell at God and, or, you know, I'd be honest with source. If you're honest with source, you'll be taken care of. If you're honest with source, you'll be taken care of. If you're in rebellion and you want to prove source or God wrong, you are basically blocking. You're blocking the help that the universe is trying to help give you. And there's people like that. That creates hells. Those are hells. Those are hells. I said not worship some God. Real God doesn't want worship. Real God wants to share. Real God wants friendship. Real God wants dialogue, exchange, fun, play. If you're in some place that's demanding worship, get out. Get out. Because they're feeding off you. All right. All these things shall come to light. It's a great time on earth. Those of you that have been doing your personal cleaning, there will come a point, and you may be at it, where there's a turnaround to, oh my God, things are getting better and better and better and more ecstasy and more enjoyment. That's the phase I'm entering now. You know, but I spent some time saying no to that and getting out of that, detoxing myself from that, getting away from the cult, the culture, the programming. Has to be done. So I encourage you to do it. All right, much love. That feels like that's enough for today. I'm doing this every other Thursday at 12 noon California time. Every other Thursday, 12 noon California time. And this will be available on YouTube here in about 5 minutes. And also, it's going to shift over completely to YouTube by middle of September. We're going to stop doing the Google thing. Google just told us. So it's going to go all the way. It'll just be on YouTube live every other Thursday at 12 noon. Much love. I love doing these. I appreciate the free forum. I'm also going to be starting to just post little Facebook videos, like boom, like just little 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute stuff, little inspirations, and I don't have time to edit anymore so much on YouTube. It takes a bunch of hours. So look for that coming up. Facebook, Tobias Lars. I do recommend, if you don't have it, the innerbodyawakening.com. The heart energy is what I talked a little bit about today, the Van Allen fields. I recommend that as well. The alchemy process will be back up. I've had an upgrade going on for me with my webmaster, but I think I've found another person, but it's still going to take a little bit of time. And trust that process. Like I've been trusting that for a while. So we all go through phases as well, you know? All right, much love. So 2 weeks from now, whatever that is, be back. Okay, more later.